What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Let's Play Mega Man 2. Now that we've defeated Wily Castle and the last two Robot Masters, it's time to move on to Wily Stage number 2. Now, you might hear a bit of an audio problem, but that's because just the difference in... It's just a small edit, so we got the, the Wily Castle thing, but then I kind of sat on the screen for a while. As I had set up for the next recordings, the music kind of went by. But yeah, Wily Stage 2 is not very long and fairly easy. And, alright, now Wily Stage 2 is not that difficult, just here you want to be careful and make sure you have item 2, because if you don't have any, you're not going to be able to make it across this giant spike pit. So, to spawn it, and here's a fun glitch that you could do, that I've shown off before, is just running along the edge, and it keeps catching you as you try to fall off. And you want to take the further path, because you get knee tank and you don't have to deal with the crash bomb doors. Because going through those actually makes it some later stages more difficult, and you also get these extra power-ups to make sure you have more of your abilities to use. Because you want to keep everything as fully charged as possible. If that's not the case, then well, you might have some problems later on. But Wily Stage 2 is not that bad. You just have a couple of these spike falls that you gotta be careful of and dodge. But it's a relatively short stage. You just have to deal with these spike drills here, nothing too bad. And I should have used a different weapon like Quick Boomerang or Metal Blade, but no, I decided to stick with the Mega Buster. I have weapons that make this easier that I have plenty of power for, and that could easily be recharged, but that's not the case. I just continue doing dumb things. And here, like I was saying before in Metal Man stage, is if you look at the bottom by the fans, you can actually see the chain of the spike fall drops. That's kind of neat. Actually, it's just a weird minor glitch detail thing, but, what can you do? And now we're coming up against the boss, and I forget the boss's name, but it's weak to the Metal Blade, and it's just a bunch of blocks that slowly come together and then fly at you once they come together. Now, they usually all take about 3 hits to kill, and you want to watch out where they're coming from because, yeah, 1 pixel and you're done. So I'll be back once I get back to the boss room. Okay, back again. Now, once again, I've taken a good bit of damage. And this boss isn't that bad. It moves really slow, but for some reason I took so much damage. And I don't know why. Yeah, I used an energy tank here because I didn't want to die again. And actually something I forgot to mention is there's and I'm sure you've already noticed this, there's a rewind mechanic in the Mega Man Legacy Collection, at least the Switch version, I don't know about others. And I don't know why I never use it. Now, but I'm actually going to stop using it, and by stop, I mean, another boss defeat. I was recording Mega Man 4 and I actually used it a lot, but I find that a bit cheating, so I'm gonna not use that for Mega Man 5 and 6, and it's not in the second game, the second, 7, 8, 9, 10, so, yeah. But on to Wily number 3. I'm, mentioning stuff that really I have no point to mention, but I guess since I'm recording this, way ahead, because, you guys are watching me play Mega Man 2, and there's the rewind thing that I mentioned. You guys are watching me playing Mega Man 2, and I'm on Mega Man 5. Now, Wily Stage 3, the boss that's coming up where you need crash bombs is Wily Stage 4, not 3. My bad, I got them confused. Also, this music is very annoying. Seriously, it's so whiny and drowned out. Why? If I knew how to cut out... I'm dead serious, if I could, I'd cut out the audio and replace it with something better from, a different Mega Man game, just so that way, I wouldn't have to deal with this whiny music that I had listened to earlier when I was recording this. That was a while ago now. But this stage is really short, I'm already almost at the end. And you want to hug the right wall here because spikes. Don't want to land on those. One hit death. I hate these sections where you're just, really forced to take damage. The second hit was definitely my fault, so it was that third one. I thought there was another one there. Now, this next boss is called the Guts Dozer. And I don't really put this up, but in the first game, Wily had all these statues of Mega Man. Or, Megaman. Yes, Megaman. No, he had a bunch of statues of Gutsman. See? I mean, everyone's made a joke about that. But, hey. Wily, for some reason, really likes Gutsman. And if you have the cooked boomerangs, the Guts Dozer goes down like nothing else. So yeah, that's Wily Stage 3. And I'm actually going to be finishing up the game in this part, so... on to Stage 4! Hey, fun fact, they actually used this tune for the Wily Castle in Mega Man 9. And more of this really whiny music in a fairly long stage, which means I have to deal with it longer! And so do you! Why am I talking like this? I'm gonna stop. Okay, Wily Stage 4 is actually fairly easy. For the most part. It's long and annoying, because all you really have to deal with is a couple of Tellys, Sniper Joes, and Metars. And I call them Metars. Sometimes Mets. Why did I rewind there? I probably just slipped and hit the button. But, yeah. The Wily stage is really not that bad. But in this section, and you can use the bubble head for this, I chose not to for some reason, because I'm dumb, but there's a bunch of invisible holes, which is why I'm jumping, and you'll see that right about here, where I missed a jump, and I went straight through. And I died. So you can use the bubble head to tell you where they are, but because I didn't, I'll meet you back when I get back to the spike section, so give me just 1 minute. Okay, now that we're back at the spike section, and I still choose not to use bubble head here for some reason, but I don't know why I hesitated. I could have easily made that jump. And there you have another energy tank, but still here there's a bunch of these... a bunch of the missing holes. Or the invisible floors, is what I'm trying to say. Still not too bad if you know what you're doing. And this is what makes this section suck, is these long, drawn-out platforms. But like that glitch I told you before, is where you can pause it. And I could have easily failed that jump if it was like Mega Man 1 rules. But if you pause the game, you completely lose all of Mega Man's falling momentum. It's like gravity's just like, wait, he paused the game. Well, back to normal. Or back to like as if you just fell off a platform. So you could use that to your advantage to make much longer jumps, which I'm sure I've mentioned a bunch of times in this playthrough. And here I'm going to have to use the leaf shield because I'm going to take damage. And then I'm probably going to end up dead. I'd rather not die. Again. I don't recall exactly, but I'm pretty sure I end up dying later in the stage. See, yeah. I find it funny is I love Mega Man games. And I've been playing a lot more of Mega Man X lately, but that's because I've just because I got the X Legacy Collection back when it came out in July. But that was my first experience with like X4 to X8. I only ever played the first 3 X games on my 3DS. And I like classic Mega Man, but at the same time it's like, I don't play these games as often as I used to anymore. So anytime I suffer a death, I'm just like, I should know this. Especially since I did perfect runs of like every stage except for the Wily castles in all 6 games. I never did it for 7, 8, and 9, even though I do have 7 on my 3DS, but hey, that's how I do things. But you know what? That's kind of how it goes. Now you do have to deal with these Sniper Joes, and I'm surprised that they only really needed 3 enemies in this game. Now, here is a big problem with this stage, is the boss that's coming up is like a bunch of turrets. And, oh, I didn't realize I used an E-Tank. I might not die at this boss. Cool. But, it's a bunch of turrets, and there is 5 turrets total. But for 2 of them, you have to destroy the blocks. And I am sorry, this is a sprite flickering mess, so you're probably not going to be able to see anything. But the thing is you have 7 shots at the Crash Bomber. And you have 5 targets and 2 walls that have to go. So you have exactly 7 shots. Now there is a section where you can shoot down a turret and the wall on the 2 that I just took down, but you have to shoot it perfectly in between the 2 of them to make it. And I'm not that good at making that shot. I've made it before, but it's so difficult to make. And there's a boss that comes up, it's the Wily Capsule 2, that he's weak to the Crash Bomber. And I just completely failed it. But it's like, you have bosses that are weak to these things, and it's like, you can't use it, because you have no refills. And, well, that's the end of that. And that's the end of Wily 4. Now we're on to the cool thing that they actually switched out from Mega Man 1, is the boss rematches are now in this big room, where you have to fight all 8 bosses instead of like 2 in one stage. You know, I'm sure you guys noticed that earlier. So, I'm going to speed this up, try to get some music behind it, and just, you know, have something cool. So, once I have this edited, hopefully, I hope you guys will enjoy it once I get it done. So let's get this started! Okay, that was interesting. Now, onto the Wily capsule. Now, Wily capsule is actually pretty easy. All you have to do is just sit there throwing a bunch of metal blades at him. So yeah, nothing horrible, nothing too bad. And then usually I just do the same. Now, he's actually weak to the Crash Bomber, but because I don't have any. I mean, one way you could actually use Crash Bombs on him, is if you die and get a game over, restart the stage, and do it that way, but that's not how I do things. Now, Wily has escaped to his underground lair, so time to chase him down and take him out. Once and for all. Not really, though, because there's like 8, 9 more games. By the way, for anyone who wants to know, I won't be playing Mega Man and Bass. Maybe another time, but not in the original lineup. I just want to play the first 10 games, and Mega Man and Bass maybe sometime later. Because, yeah. I gotta practice that game where I'm really bad at it and I've only ever beaten it once with Mega Man. But yeah, something I forgot to mention is with this stage, if you just hold right when you're falling down the pit, you'll actually stay ahead of those, so it's not too bad as long as you know the layout. Now it's time to take on Wily, who is an alien? Well, I was about to say whalian. He's not a whale, he's an alien that's named Wily. Anyway, Wily alien bot thing, maybe? Wait, what? Anyway, Wily alien is weak to the bubble lead, and anything you hit him with that is not bubble lead will instantly recharge him. Like, seriously, he gets a full set of health back, and he does so much damage. This is the only fight that, if you don't know what you're doing, could be an actual problem. So, but we've taken down Wily Alien, only, what's going on? It was a hologram, and the real Wily was controlling it the entire time. And it's shutting down. Because Bubble Lead made it crash. And look at this, Wily begging for forgiveness again. Also, this is the second time we've taken down Wily with a gray color scheme. Why is that? That's just strange to me. And here's something. Mega Man just leaves him for the second time. Why? I realize in the canon of the story, Mega Man's like, has the mentality of a 10-year-old. But why would you leave? The crazy guy who's tried to take over the world twice. Why would you just leave? Anyway, odd seasonal walk. I honestly have no idea why this is here. I couldn't tell you. So we had, well, in fall, he had the the Heat Man's weapon, the Atomic Fire, which doesn't make any sense. Why would you have a fire weapon? And then Bubble Lead in winter, Quick Boomerang in spring? Question mark? Pretty sure it's spring. Rainy season? I'm not even sure, but he has the Air Storm and normal for, I guess, summertime? Or just a nice sunny day? I honestly have no idea what this is here. Megaman's helmet. It is a nice tune, though. And then immediately into the rocking out music from the title screen. Number 9, Metal Man. Robot Master number 10, Airman. Robot Master number 11, Bubble Man. Robot Master number 12, Quick Man. I really like this song. I just realized this video is going to be like 20 minutes. Number 13, Crash Man, who's also called Clash Man. Ain't that interesting? Number 14, Flash Man, and actually in the Wily Wars version on the Sega Genesis, it's actually CL for Crash Man's weapon, because they actually didn't do that. Number 15, Heat Man, because they forgot to change it to CR for Crash Man. Number 16, Woodman. I'm just really messing myself up with trying to talk while reading off the names. Although yeah, that was Mega Man 2. It's a pretty fun game. I would recommend it to beginners playing on normal mode rather than playing Mega Man 1, because Mega Man 1's actually fairly difficult, and not something I would recommend to newcomers. If I had to pick one, I'd say the best one to start with would definitely be Mega Man 10, because the easy difficulty that you can have. But at the same time, that one spoils you with, well, I'm not going to show it now, but I'll show it later. And I have an interesting idea for that video when I get to it, because I will show off the easy mode, but you know, I have an idea, but I'm not going to spoil it for now, because you know, that's how that works. And well, I guess I will see you in Mega Man 3. So I hope you enjoyed this playthrough of Mega Man 2, and Mega Man 3 should be up in the morning tomorrow, and if not in the morning, later that night. So I will see you guys in Mega Man 3. I hope you really enjoyed this, and I can't wait to get started on my favorite Mega Man game. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.